Oh, he has the other studio in Cape or something. Although, but he has a in case you want to testing, testing. I saw.
One, two,
Um, right again.
testing, testing.
There you go.
Please for me. Test out.
Again.
Going about it. Going about it.
Mike, just that, Mike.
Testing. Oh, my boss today.
Oh, you got the new boss. The other boss leave?
The league. Oh, 3 minutes.
Hey guys, if you're out there, let me tag a few people in, and we're going to go ahead and get this party started, as they say. 2020 vision. Tag a few people in. Hey, I see somebody out there. Hey, Steph, how are you? We're gonna get a few people in here, see who's out here tonight.
I didn't see the.
I shall be with you in just a second. We're just getting set up here. Um, a minute, and we. Be with you in just, ladies and gentlemen.
Tag me in.
You can set your mic. All right, well, we're just going to go ahead and get started. Okay. Do one more.
We're gonna welcome.
Hey guys.
Hey.
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 Can you get over a little closer so we can? If you're on the other screen, we're good. So hey, Happy New Year, everybody.
That's right.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Haywood.
Thank you, brother.
Happy New Year,
to
bro.
you.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to 2020. Mental Vision is back and roaring to go. We have been off the air for about what? It was like
Not a Monday.
so it was a long
Okay. All right, if you say so.
Right. But we went off the air. We needed to take some time off and just refocus, get some things together. And sometimes you just need some time to breathe. So we took some time off so we could breathe, take care of some personal things, and do some planning for what we wanted to do this year. So we've done that. So we're back again. Happy to be here. Our plan is to be here 3 Tuesdays out of the month. So there's one Tuesday night when the studio is in use, so we won't be able to be. But we're looking to be here 3 Tuesdays out of every month. We're just glad to be back. So what's going on? Awesome.
What's going on?
What's not going on?
New Year.
New Year.
Same problem.
Yeah, that's right.
The problem ain't going nowhere unless we vote them out.
Same problem.
The problem ain't going nowhere unless we
We
vote
still
them
got,
out.
we still got some issues unresolved.
Still got some unfinished business for
That's
2019.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right. So there's a couple of things that I do want to talk about tonight. One of the things I want to talk about, the ever increasing gun violence. Well, not just the gun violence, the violence period
Right.
that is plaguing not only Philadelphia, Delaware, Chicago. The violence has gotten so out of hand. I'm really concerned because none of the elected officials, they don't have no plan. Don't hear, I live in Delaware. I have yet to hear the governor or the mayor of Delaware address this problem. I really have yet to hear the mayor of Philadelphia address this problem. But the fact of the matter is, people are getting shot every day.
Every day.
It's only the 21st of this year. And I think they've already had 26 shootings in the city of Philadelphia.
That's right.
That is just it's so unacceptable. We've got to figure out a way to bring this to an end. And what nobody wants to talk about, and Mike and I were talking about this earlier, but we don't want to talk about all the activists who are pro-black, which I have nothing about. But nobody wants to talk about these young black kids who are out here committing.
That's it.
And we don't want to address the fact that our young black men and black women are out here shooting, robbing people, and they're shooting and robbing us. Not that they should be robbing anybody, but we're killing ourselves. And nobody wants to address that issue. We can't blame anybody else for that particular issue. We got to figure out and get to the root of why this is going on and how we can stop it.
You see, the one thing that I'm seeming to increasing is that gun violence used to be a night thing.
Right.
Now people are shooting people in broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
They just shooting people. They don't care if the camera's on. They don't care if the police is there.
Right.
Police could be up the block when they're shooting somebody.
Right.
And see, it's a no care attitude now.
Exactly.
We don't care about our lives. We don't care about your lives. We're going to get what we want, and that's the way it's going to be.
Exactly.
And see, one thing our mayor of the city, which I like, Mayor Kenny, I do like him.
Okay.
I like his policies.
Okay.
But this is the one thing that he has failed to get under control.
Okay.
That this violence in the city, the police, and their negative attitude towards minorities.
Right.
Because it is a big problem here.
Oh, most definitely.
It really is.
Right.
And somebody was asking a question about 2 weeks before he got back in the office again about the policemen who were putting racist comments on their Facebook pages.
Right.
But see, these are the people that say on the side of their cars to serve and protect.
Mm-hmm.
But who are they serving and who are they protecting?
Exactly.
Because if you're calling me all kinds of names and you particularly don't care for me because of my color,
Right.
you're not serving and protecting me because
Exactly.
you don't really like me.
Right. Exactly.
So-
You're right.
Well-
But that's go ahead. Hey,
They haven't been serving and protecting us for years, so
yeah.
we just got to see it for what it is.
Yeah, and that's a problem all within itself.
That's right.
It's a problem that needs to be addressed all within itself. But once again, how do we solve our problem?
Right.
Because the policemen are not going to solve that problem for us.
That's right.
They're not going to do it. All they're going to do is shoot, kill, or lock up.
That's
right.
And unfortunately, if I find you shooting somebody, I need to lock your butt up.
That's right.
That is just the truth. We got to figure out what has happened to this generation of men, young men, and women now.
Right.
That's gotten them to the point where they seem to just don't care. They don't seem to care. Is it the fact that they just want what they want right now? You know, they don't want to work for anything. That's not everybody.
That's right.
I watched this video, we just talked about it, where the man walked up to the boy, 14-year-old boy, asked him what time it was. Another guy just came up and beating on him. I mean, like, what is the mentality? You know, what are people learning? What's going on in the home? You know, we want to blame the parents. You can't blame the parents either. Now, there are some households where the parents are not parenting.
Right.
That is true. But there are some households where parents are parenting, and the kids are still out there acting a fool, rebelling. And that's beyond rebelling. Because when we rebelled growing up, we drank a little, we smoked a little.
Right.
That was our rebellion.
We didn't go out there and
We
kill
didn't go out there and
nobody.
kill nobody, shoot nobody, shoot nobody out. We wouldn't do
Rob a
that.
store.
Exactly,
Rob
rob
a
a
store.
right,
Shoot
exactly.
everybody up in the store.
Right, we
You
might
the
steal
owner.
something from the corner store, but we
Yeah.
weren't killing nobody. They're out here killing people now, and we gotta figure out what is causing this. Why? And I don't think it's angry. I don't think they're angry. I just don't know what it.
I don't think it's just. I think it's just they don't respect life,
Right.
or they don't respect other people's point of views,
Right.
or they just want to force their will on people.
But see,
That's a
this is the
terrible
one
thing.
thing that I'm finding out about our young generation. They're quickly offended,
Yes, they are.
and they got this thing where you're disrespecting me. Let me tell you
don't
something. You're
even
not
know the
old
word.
enough to be disrespected
Thank
yet.
you, right. You can really, can you spell disrespect?
Listen,
Okay?
you know, you barely out the womb.
Right, exactly.
Shoot, I had to wait till I was at least 20 to get respected.
Yeah, okay. My mother disrespected me. Or more than one occasion, that's the case.
But they have got so comfortable
Right.
because there's no authority.
And that's it.
There's no authority. They done got comfortable because there's nobody telling them this is wrong. And making them accountable
That's right.
for what they do.
Right.
And see, we look at the home it plays a vital part in the growth of young people.
It does.
Because the first thing you learn, and the Bible tells you, charity starts at home.
That's right.
You got to learn how to love the people at your house. And they have to teach you how to love others.
Right.
But the first authority figure, I think we said this before, is your parents.
Right, exactly.
Now, when there's no parents in the home, then there's disarray.
Exactly.
And then your thinking goes out. You get your thoughts and your ideals from somebody not in the household.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's the problem. They're getting their thoughts and their point of views from somebody who's just as bad, who's just as wacky as they are.
Exactly.
See, their parents, you see, the one thing young people don't understand is your parents can teach you certain things.
Right.
And that's all right that you take their advice.
Right.
But the majority of wisdom comes from people who are older. Right. We hope that are older and experienced enough to give you some wisdom. But you as a young person has to understand something. You have to receive it.
Exactly.
And then act on it. Then apply it in your life.
That's right.
And I think this is the problem with most of this violence out here is that nobody is applying, first of all, giving them wisdom. And then when they're giving them wisdom, are they applying it?
Exactly. They don't want to listen to anybody, you know, and it baffles me. Like you said before, but they're listening, but who they will listen to, the wrong people.
Right.
And then television, sad to say, has had such a negative influence on this generation.
The movies.
From the movies, the videos, because everything.
Music.
I call it ratchet television. The Real Housewives of this, that, all that stuff. They show people the moment you say something wrong to them, they jump up and ready to fight.
Yep.
But now the young people, because here's the real deal, we gotta understand. 14 and 15 and 16-year-olds' brain is still being formulated.
That's right.
They don't really have a clue as to what they're doing. So now where they see that there's nobody to tell them that's not good behavior you see on television. If there's nobody in the household telling them that, they assume that that's the way it should be.
That's reality.
So now if you tell me You don't want, you give me a cross-eyed look, I'm gonna jump up and punch you. We're gonna fight.
That's right.
And that is crazy. And then we go back to the fact that we've taken so much from parents now, because you can't parent your children the way that you want to now. You can't discipline your children like you used to. There's a difference between child abuse and discipline.
That's right.
You know, although I don't think my mother knew the difference. Because I think at today's age, she'd have been in jail. But at the end of the day, there is a difference. But we have taken, you can call now and say, my parents are abusing me, and now you got a whole problem. You've got a whole problem. So, but then it comes into the law will now abuse you.
Right.
You know, they're going to raise you. So there's got to be a solution here. And like I said, we can't put all the blame on the parents, but unfortunately, a lot of these younger parents are just a different mindset than our parents were.
That's right.
You know, I mean, if your grandma's 40, we got, you know, you might have some issues.
Yeah,
okay?
you might
I'm
have
tell you
some.
right now, if your
have
grandma's 40, you probably got some issues. Because, you know, she's out in the club.
That's right. She
you know,
want to party
wearing a
just like
high
you.
skirt, partying just like you are. So therefore, we got children raising children.
And see and that brings up the point. There's no separation.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because now my daughter's 20,
Right.
and I'm 35.
I'm 35, yeah.
See, that's only a 15-year difference.
Right.
So that tells me I'm two children. She was raising herself and raising a child.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so how can you give somebody advice about life when you're just a child?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
See,
Both of
'cause
them raising each other.
That's right. Because if there's nobody you can glean from,
That's right.
you can't. Your child can glean from you because you know why? Because you are a child.
That's right.
And see, that's the problem with young people having children. Your mind and your thoughts, your body hasn't developed enough.
That's right.
To understand what it is to be an adult.
That's right.
And see, we get lost in this.
We do.
And see, the underlying problem is still in this country, and it's not just this country.
Right.
Parenting is going away.
It has.
Well, the
Now-
government took it out.
Yeah, parenting is going away. TV's raising our children.
That's right.
YouTube is raising our children.
The games are raising
Where
our
games
children.
are raising our
Exactly.
children. See, because that's where they're getting their ideals from. That's where they're
right.
getting their thoughts from.
That's right.
That's where they're gaining their education from.
Exactly. But see, what they fail to realize, and I'm going to take this in a whole different direction. And I talked about this last week when I was on your show. Spirituality has left the household.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that's why we have a problem. Because when I was brought up, you know, my grandmother, there was a spiritual session there. Like, you were taught right from wrong. And you heard about God and you knew about God. Nobody's talking to their children about God right now. You know, and 85% of the houses that still children are actually in church.
Yes.
But the majority of them, there's no respect for God. They don't talk about God. There's no prayer going on in the house. There's no reading of the Bible in the house. People are thinking that it's okay because we live in a world that just do you.
That's right.
Live your best life.
Best life.
Live your best life.
Live your truth.
You only got one life to live.
That's it.
And that one life to live is going to take you straight to hell.
That's it.
You're right
And
about
nobody's, and that's what it comes down to.
You're right about that.
Exactly. It's going to take you straight to hell.
See, the thing is this, though. Your children, they gain all their spiritual stuff from you.
That's right.
You are supposed to teach them about God.
That's right.
But first of all, you as the parent got to know who God is.
Right, exactly. Right, exactly.
That's right.
And most of the days, parents don't.
You got to know who God is. See, because you got to know who God is and who He is in your life.
Exactly.
But see, because you can't pass nothing down if you don't know about it yourself.
That's right. That's right.
See, that was generations.
That's right.
From the slaves to your grandmother.
That's right. Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? They passed down the knowledge and the understanding of who God is.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's how they got over.
That's how they got over.
Exactly. That's how they got over. And now we talk about the pleasures. You know, you can't say the prayer in school. You can't do this. You can't do that because everybody's rights has got to be this. Everybody's rights has got to be. Everybody's got to seem to have right except for the Christians right now. Everybody's got a right. But at the end of the day, if we don't go back to basics, and that's what it really comes down to, if we don't go back to the basics on which, especially as African Americans, we know better, in my perspective. We know better after all the hell that we've been through and all the praying and all the marching that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all them. Let's take theology Let's take religious practices out of it. Whether Catholic, Baptist, let's just talk about the spiritual aspect.
Yeah.
We were brought, whether you were Catholic, whether you were Baptist, whatever you were, we were still brought up on God. You know, and the fact of the matter is that now it's just like nobody's talking about God. You know, everybody's in their thought like God don't even exist until you need Him.
Yes.
So now we've got people. The devil has pulled the wool over so many people's eyes. And once again, because now we're in this world, well, everybody has rights. Let people live their best life. You can't tell them that they're wrong. Now if you tell them that they're wrong, they're coming after you. So now we've got anarchy. And our young people, they have no example of.
That's right. You're right. It's anarchy. There's no control.
Exactly.
We have lost control.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. This is the problem with, just like I said, with media and just the shows in general that come on TV.
Exactly.
They have lost control.
Yeah.
Everything on TV is about, I'm going to get mine.
That's
I don't
right.
care about you.
That's right.
I'm going to talk to you any way that I want to.
That's right.
You know,
Exactly.
I know
Show
you
you
my
how to bully
husband.
somebody.
Listen, I know you my husband, but I'm sleeping with dude over here.
Right, exactly.
We got to open this about stuff. See,
That's
but
right.
see, it's no rules no more.
That's right. The children are talking to the parents anyway on television.
That's right.
And they think that's real.
That's right.
They really think, well, that's how it's supposed to, because once again, that brain is not formulated. Because I wish I would have talked to my mother any
You
kind
had
of
no
way at
teeth.
14. Exactly.
You would have been,
know?
your teeth would have been laying beside you.
And this is why we've gotten to where we are right now. Because when you look in the impoverished neighborhood, I don't like to use the word. I like to use as a financially
It
challenged
is what it is.
right, neighborhoods. You
Empowerment
find
zones.
the majority of the crime is done there because they want what they have.
That's right.
Right.
And they're willing to get it by any means necessary. So if you're blessed to have a phone and I don't have a phone and I want it, I'm gonna beat you up and take it.
That's
You know, and that's what we've come down to.
But
So
see, this is why I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going to rob somebody who's just as poor as you?
Exactly.
I don't understand that thinking. Let's see,
They don't
because
care.
they're not thinking. Let's see.
Because
I'm not telling you to go rob somebody.
Right.
no, because most of the crime happened inside the radius where you actually live.
Right, exactly.
And it's like they can't go inside these other neighborhoods.
That's right.
Because they're going to get a certain look, and
Oh,
certain
yeah.
people going to be looking at them.
Right,
like,
exactly. I'm not going up to the main line and trying to rob nobody.
yeah,
because when
exactly.
you walk up to the main line and you rock color, you young, they looking at you.
Oh, yeah, what you doing out here?
They looking at me.
You out of place
You
out
got a
here.
place out here. So therefore, they might be a little crazy, but they ain't stupid.
Yeah.
Okay? So
Exactly.
therefore, we'll go to, it's like you always say, you always hurt the ones that you love.
That's
That's
closer
right.
to.
Yeah, you're closer to, exactly.
But see, but it goes back to saying we're like crabs in a barrel.
Right, exactly.
We're always pulling down ourselves.
Right.
We're always we haven't got the concept that we need one another to move forward.
We have not.
You want to know
Yeah.
why?
We have not.
You want to know why? Because every time we get a leadership, they either kill them or they created a scandal around them. And it's like we can't find a proper direction that we need to go because we learn not to trust each other.
See, but this is where I say that's old-fashioned thinking. Because I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, how many leaders you see right now? When the last time that we had a homegrown leader?
Thank
And
Let's think about it.
Yeah, I know.
You think about it.
It's been the
'Cause
60s.
Everybody's talking,
yes,
but they're not doing anything.
Anything.
Who's really leading?
That's right.
Exactly.
Who is willing
Exactly.
to die for the cause?
Oh, exactly.
See, you had Malcolm X, you had Martin Luther King, you had Medgar Evers back in the day. But see, all these people were willing to die for the cause. But see, nobody's willing to give their life for anything.
yes.
But what they'll give their life for is they'll give your life. They'll give their life for get this car.
That's right.
To get this money. You understand what I'm saying? Even so much they
Be
don't
the
even
man.
yeah, to be the man. But they don't even care if they're going to jail.
No.
They don't even care.
They don't.
Because they don't because life is not worth nothing to them.
It's not. And that's a very scary place that at 14 years old, you have no value of life at all. And you really thinking, you'd be surprised at some people I talk to and they really don't think they can make it to be.
Yeah.
because they've seen so much death.
Yes.
They've seen so much death, violent death. You know, when we were growing up, I think the first funeral I ever went to was when I was in 6th or 7th grade. My 3rd grade teacher died. But they see death. I mean, people being shot, their family, their brothers, their cousins, they have gotten immune to it.
Yes.
And once you become immune to something, now you have a problem. And I think, unfortunately, in a lot of our communities, because there's been so much impoverishment, so much unfair treatment, right, for so long, people have gotten immune to it. Somebody has a comment, I can't see it. Yeah, what are you saying? They all die and people don't want to get killed. You told me, look at what happened to all the. You're right.
Yeah.
You know, so therefore, it's like, I got to take care of me.
That's it.
And I don't have a whole lot of expectations to live a whole long life. So I'm going to get, if you got something, I'm going to take it.
That's right.
That's
And
right.
that's where the mentality is coming at. And because there's no, so what we got to do at the bottom line is we got to find a way to bring hope back.
Right.
We got to bring the hope back to our young people. And this is where it becomes out of our control. Because now we got to look at the government where they're opening up programs where young people have something to do. Where they can go out there and make a living, get an education. That's what they
Learn
can
a trade.
do. Or, you know, give them something to look, you know, I'm a firm believer if you give them something to do and they're making some money, they will do it. If you give them no option, don't the option for them, I have to take it.
But see, but the other thing is this though. We're not just talking about. We can't just give them job training. We
Right.
just can't give them an education and all
Right.
that stuff. Because now we have to count.
That's right, exactly.
And see, that's the thing. Because they don't know what to do.
Right.
You can you can set all this stuff in front of them. But if they don't have the ability to process it,
That's right.
and that's the thing, our young people don't have the ability to process
Right.
things now.
Exactly.
You know, they don't think, well, I got to go to college. Some of us do.
Right. Oops. One second, we're good. One second, we'll be right with you. Just a little. Okay, behave.
Stand.
Here we go. Okay. So, but you're right. You got to be able to process it, and you know their processing abilities seem to be just. It's just sad at the end of the day. It's sad. It's sad.
It really is. Because like I said, we just can't give them a job. We just can't give them a scholarship anymore.
We got to reprogram them.
Yeah,
We
no,
definitely got to reprogram.
no, but see, the whole thing is this though. We got to give them life skills. We got
Right.
to
Exactly.
we have to sit there and they have to talk to somebody.
And see, that's the problem. And this is where a lot of conversations going about. What are we teaching them in school?
That's right.
You know, because now we got to go beyond the math and the English. We got to teach them, like you said, life skills.
Right, life
You
skills.
know, like real life skills. You know, the curriculum in school, in my mind, has not been changed and updated in so long. It's so antiquated. They won't update it. But if you want somebody to be successful, teach them how to manage their money.
That's right.
Teach them how to save their money, and stop telling everybody that the only way they're gonna be successful is they go to college.
That's it.
Please stop telling everybody that, because that is a lie. And don't get me wrong, I do not knock college at all. I'm a big proponent. But there are other avenues. The trade industry is posted all the time where they're screaming for people.
Right.
You know, plumbers and electricians, I wish I was handy.
That's
Because
it.
they make a lot of money. We gotta give them options instead of thinking, well, because I can't afford to go to college, or community college is a great option. Nobody's talking about it, but community college is a great option.
That's right,
For the
affordable.
first 2 years, it's affordable, but we gotta mix up what we're telling our young people. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
That's right.
But the school system, I fought them. I fought the school system because they haven't caught up in my brain to the times. You know, they haven't caught up as far as their curriculum goes to really say this is what you're going to need to life. And then my biology teacher in 10th grade, every Friday was what he called Real Friday. And on every Friday, we would sit down and have real conversation. You can ask any question, of course, within limits, and he will give us a real world perspective. But we're not being real with the kids anymore. We're not being real with them anymore. So we've got a lot of work to do, but we've got to come up with a solution because we are losing a lot of young people. Either they're dying or they're incarcerated. Yeah.
They just
Exactly. Or the street homeless.
see, people don't even
Or strung out on drugs.
Listen, and people don't even talk about that.
No, they don't.
See, Philadelphia is the number one city for child poverty.
Yes.
It is the number one city for child poverty.
Right.
We have more homeless teenagers on our streets than any city in America. But see, but nobody talks about that too.
Talks about it, exactly.
Well, they not. They not
But
because they want to hide.
But that is part of the problem.
Yeah,
That's part of the violent problem.
Exactly.
Because you know why? Because if I don't feel like you are helping me, then I have to help myself.
That's right. But that is the survival of the fittest. That's basic instinct. I'm sorry, let's just be real about it. If I'm hungry and I ain't got no food to eat, if I can go here, I'm going to take it. That is just real. It might not be right, but it's real. You know, and that's what we got to talk about. And then we got to realize that, and I want to balance this out because it's not all of our young people. Because there are a lot of young people out here who are doing phenomenal things, excellent things. But we really got to focus on the mental health of our.
That's right.
Because our young people's mental health status is nowhere where. Let's be honest, they got a lot to deal with.
Yes.
Let's just be real. They have stuff to deal with. I mean, we didn't have to deal with watching our friends die on a consistent basis. We didn't have to deal with worrying about going to school and being bullied. Well, I did, but you didn't have to worry about that. Going to school and being bullied because of something I put on social media. We don't have to worry about now, but if you take a picture of me, the whole wide world sees it because now you posted on social media. So they need counseling.
That's right. I just said that. They need counseling.
They do.
It's just like you need counseling for life skills.
That's right.
You need counseling because you know what? I keep remembering. I can't forget that my parents didn't love me.
That's right.
Nobody cares about who I am.
That's right.
I feel like a nobody. I'm depressed.
That's right.
Because you know why? Because I can't find myself.
That's right.
There's nothing around me helps me.
That's right.
And people don't realize since a lot of these 80s, a lot of these 90s, a lot of these 2000 kids that were born were actually crack babies.
Yes.
And it's
right.
and it's like they just pushed that to the side.
Right.
And they didn't really give a structure to how they can help these kids.
Right, exactly.
And now you're starting to see a lot of rebellion because of these crack babies.
Right, exactly.
This crack era.
Right, exactly.
And it's like we done went from the crack era now to the opioid era.
Exactly right.
And their kids are being just as affected as our kids right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But until they come up with a plan
for it,
to solve the whole problem.
Right, exactly. They're not going to. And like the social media thing, as wonderful as it is, has had a very negative connotation on people, period.
Right.
Not just young people, but on people, period. Because people post some of the darndest stuff on social media.
Yeah, I call them internet thugs.
Yeah, I'm like, for real. Here's the thing. If I'm going to delete you on social media, you ain't got to tell the whole world.
That's right, just leave it.
Who cares?
You know, I'm deleting all these people. Just delete them. Who cares? But now we're putting.
Some people you should delete.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people take pride in deleting people.
Exactly. But why do you have to put that out there on social media? Like, now everything that we think and feel, we want to put it out there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everything that we think and feel, now we put it out on social media.
Because it goes back to what I just said earlier. Everybody's offended.
Yes.
Exactly, that's
We're
right.
so easily offended by everything.
That's right.
Nobody can take anything.
Nothing.
I tell people all the time, why are you putting your life story on Facebook?
Right, exactly. Your whole life story.
Remember when you say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me?
Exactly.
But listen, people just hurt by words.
They'll hurt by...
I know words hurt. And
yes, they do.
Hurt.
Right.
But see, eventually you have to get over the hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't be carrying that 50 to 20, 30 years.
Exactly.
And then thinking that, no, it's time for you to let it go.
Exactly.
Let it go.
Right.
Find another avenue.
That's
or
right.
outlet.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But see, but that's the problem.
Right.
Everybody, and see,
It's just focusing on that pain and hurt.
Right, exactly.
But see, that goes back to what That's why
That's right.
you need counseling in elementary school now. You
You
need
do.
middle school.
That's
You need
right.
in high school. You need in college, because God knows if you go to a campus, you might think somebody gonna be shooting you up
That's right.
because of the gun violence.
Exactly. That's right.
So you need counselors everywhere.
You do.
But we need to start our kids at, first of all, our first counseling session should be at home.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right.
Because you know about we need counsel at home.
Home first. Yeah.
First. Because we need to show them we gotta show them hope at home.
That's right.
Then when they go to school, they don't have to then depend on so much on a teacher
That's
who's
right.
23 years old who's just trying their way.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
That's
right.
right.
You understand what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Right.
No,
Right.
no,
Yeah.
They don't got all the
They don't
answers.
have all that. That's
No,
right. Exactly.
you got the pressure on the person who is 23 years old, who just got a teaching certificate
Right.
to be the mother, the father, the counselor, everything else,
That's
because
right.
they're not getting that at home.
Exactly.
And then you got that poor person who's the teacher. Now she got 30 kids in her classroom, and all of them are pulling at her.
That's right.
And then you ask why our kids ain't learning nothing.
That's
Because
right.
the teacher can't teach. She
She
too
can't
about
teach.
being a parent.
Yeah.
And then you can't say nothing to the child because now the parents, when the school called my house,
That's right.
it was automatically assumed that I did what they said I
That's
did.
right.
That's right.
That's just the way it was. So when I
Yes.
go up to the school, you got anything you want to tell me? Because when I get up here, what they say is what it is.
What it
It's
is.
what it is. But now the parents are arguing with the teachers, cussing the teachers out. You're not going up to the school to see about your children. You're not following. So I wouldn't be a teacher. You could not pay me enough money to be a teacher right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Philadelphia schools are like jails.
Okay.
That's and I done heard that from a couple of teachers
But see, but
because
see,
they say they feel like they correctional officers,
Yeah.
and it's crazy.
It's
but
bad.
see, but that's the problem. There's no teaching
Yeah.
in
It's
school now.
It's not.
There's no teaching
Exactly.
because they have to be responsible for raising your kids.
Kids,
That's
yeah.
right.
And that's a responsibility
And that's
they
a
shouldn't
bad
have.
thing.
And that includes feeding, sometimes
Yeah.
clothing, buying their supplies. I mean, the average teacher's salary is a joke all by itself.
So that's right.
But now I got to take my money and buy supplies for the kids. That shouldn't have been, so they can't really focus. Now, it's just so much wrong. It's so much that's wrong. And then we want to go back and we want to blame the church.
Everything.
We're saying the church is not doing this, the church is not doing this. But let me tell you about that. Here's the real deal when it comes to the church. You don't want to come to church. You don't want to be in church regularly, but yet you want to accuse the church of not being involved in doing anything.
Right.
Like, you can't have it both ways. I'm sorry. You cannot have the fact to say, well, the church is not out here on the front lines with this, but then when the church corrects your child, now we got a problem.
Yeah.
We got a problem now. But then when you want the church to correct your child, and so, it's just, we really got to do better. Because what we're doing is we're falling right into we're putting our children right into the system step little by little. Because at the end of the day, all they're waiting for is for a child to mess up and put them right in the system
Slave
and get
labor.
them on their phone.
That's
Exactly.
right.
That's
Slave
what it comes
labor.
down. And we got to understand that this is all a system. This is all being done systematically. This ain't being done by accident. This is not haphazard. This is designed this way.
Yes.
It's been designed this way to keep our young black men and our young women incarcerated.
Yes.
At the end of the day, and because you commit a crime, because we commit a crime, we in jail forever.
That's right.
There's a guy in jail who stole a loaf of bread. He's been in jail for 30-some years.
Some years, yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I know.
So when we really got
30-some years for still
And-
low
and-
bread.
And,
exactly.
and you got a white guy that got caught with 10 keys of pure cocaine.
That's right.
And he only do 6 months. So
Exactly.
it's crazy.
And that's another thing, because you got to understand the young people see the disparity in the system.
Yeah.
You got to know they see it. So once again, that takes their hope away too.
Yeah.
Because like if I get caught, I'm going to do a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
So the scales of justice are just not right.
Well,
So-
truly, justice is blind.
almost definitely.
It's truly justice is blind.
Especially in America.
Yeah, but when it comes to us, we're guilty. It's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But when we commit, when charges are brought against us, we are automatically assumed
So
guilty. Plain and simple. We are automatically assumed. There's no room there to think that maybe we didn't do that.
But see, the whole and see, the media plays a part in there too.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know
Right.
when it's a crime and it's big enough to be on TV,
Uh-huh.
the first thing they say is, well, so the alleged suspect.
Right, exactly.
But they really not saying alleged. They
Right,
say,
exactly.
well, the suspect that did, he did this.
Uh-huh.
You understand what I'm saying? In actuality, they say he did it.
Yeah.
Right.
But see, that's how people get put in jail for 45, 50 years
That's
for
right.
doing a crime they didn't commit.
Yeah, because you already just tainted the jury pool.
That's
Right,
right,
exactly,
yeah.
that's right.
Because now, because you've already tried me.
That's right, exactly.
You tried me.
That's right.
Yeah, there's no way I can stand in front of, like you say, a jury of my peers,
No.
and a judge who is not thinking about, who has no sympathy.
Right.
Only thing he knows is what's on that page
That
right
paper.
there.
Exactly.
That paper.
That's right.
Well, if he does this and he get convicted of this, he gonna do 20 years.
That's right.
That's right.
Exactly.
But see, justice is not equal in America. It's always been that way.
Right, exactly. It's not. It's not.
'Cause-
So, go ahead.
But let me say this, and we'll finish with this subject. It's a shame now when you see so many black men who are getting out of jail, who stayed in jail for 20, 30, 40 years.
Marijuana.
No, not just for
Small
marijuana.
being
convictions.
innocent.
For being innocent.
Uh-huh, right.
For being innocent.
you're
Right.
And then they expect for them to hand them a lump sum of money.
Uh-huh.
And
They
think
not.
this is going to be all right.
Right, exactly.
I've lost 40
years
years.
of my life.
Let me tell you something. I
You
can't
pay.
recoup time.
You
No.
can't.
Once time is over, it's over.
It's over.
Exactly. That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? And like the fighter said, time is undefeated.
That's right. Right.
So once I walk out of that jail, I'm 70. I got in jail at 30. I'm 70 years old.
That's right.
Where I'm going?
Right. What am I going to learn now?
What am I learn now?
Exactly.
Who's still out here? I know.
Exactly. And now, before I went into jail, you didn't have social media.
Yeah.
Now that I'm in jail, I don't know anything about this stuff. So the smartest thing for me to do is probably go back to jail.
Yeah.
Because now I'm institutionalized.
Right, or just kill myself. Because that's
That's
just the reality of the situation.
it.
Nobody wants to talk about it. When you've been in jail for 40, 50 years, especially for a crime you did not commit, they think they give you $1 million, like that makes everything okay.
Yeah.
It does not make everything, because you had to fight for your life in jail. All kinds of stuff you've had to deal with. Not even talking about the crappy food, but all you had to deal with, and now you're gonna give me $1 million, and I was innocent all
That's
the
all
time.
right. You don't give me money.
Right.
Money doesn't buy back time.
It does not.
And they don't even give you an apology. They just say charges drop.
Exactly. Or they say we don't. What's the word they use? Without any admission of guilt.
Yeah.
On our behalf, but we'll give you this $1 million.
That's right. But like I said, but time.
Yeah.
I don't miss. Some of these men that missed their wives have left them.
That's
Their
right.
children have they're grown up. They have children.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't even met their grandkids.
That's right. Exactly.
But see, this is a sad thing.
Right.
And,
Exactly.
and it's all because it's a systematic plan
It is.
to keep us down.
It is. And you can say, and this is what makes me mad, because by no means, by any means, are any of us racist in this room. We are not. But I cannot help but be pro-black, because I know the disparities as black men that we go through, and we're educated men, but I've been in corporate America for 30-some years. I know the games that's played here.
That's right.
I could walk down the street and see you every day and go outside with my suit and tie, and you don't even know who I am.
Yeah.
But you say hi to me all in the office. So I know the games are being played. So the playing field has never been level and has never been equal.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, all we're saying is that everybody should have a fair shot. Everybody should have a fair shot.
You'll never get that in America.
No, we won't.
Any land that was stolen, taken away from
Exactly.
the natives, you will never get fair justice in a country that was stolen. I'm just being
But see,
honest.
but I kind of disagree with that. And I was having a conversation with somebody the other day about this.
Okay.
That's why I think racism is so stupid. Because we all need one another.
Right, exactly.
And people say, well, I don't want you should marry out your race and nothing like that. I always tell them, you don't know who you're gonna love.
That's right. That's right.
But see, but one thing you know is we are creating. If you look at every time you look on TV, there's a mixed couple on TV.
That's right. It is.
See, that's a cure for racism for me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
To me, that's a cure for racism. I know people may look at it differently, but let me tell you something. If I'm married to a white woman, you married to a woman married to a black man, she's white. You understand what I'm saying? How can I be racist?
Exactly.
But in today's society, that brokerage
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think. I think because
disagree with that.
Even though there's a lot of interracial marriages and stuff and interracial relationships, but they're under attack at their jobs. They're under attack. Just walking down the street sometimes.
I live in Delaware, and I'm going to tell you something. Delaware is when it comes to marriages, like I see black guys, Puerto Ricans with white men. I don't see it like it was years ago. Like it hasn't gone away completely, but I still think it's a whole lot better than what it was. Because let's be honest,
you're in the urban area, but listen to me. You're in an urban area, but once you get outside of the urban areas, that's where the biggest problems you have with interracial marriages.
But it's not a problem with interracial marriages. It's a problem with that one person race. That's what the problem is. Yeah. It's not I'm mad at you because you married to a white woman. I'm mad because that's a black man. He don't have no business there. That's a black woman. That's a different thing.
But it goes on quite a lot.
And it's always going to go on. But I think to Mike's point is the fact that I am not going to let race define who I love.
That's right.
If I should happen to fall in love with a white woman, Chinese woman, whatever, Indian woman, that's who I'm going to marry.
That's right.
And I'll be darned if I'm going to let anybody tell me that a black man or a black woman should not marry outside their race. That is the most ludicrous statement, and I heard this not too long ago, the most ludicrous statement that I've ever heard. I'm sorry. Now, you can have your own opinion, but the heart wants what the heart wants.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, I'm not going out the door looking for somebody to marry another. Well, I'm not going to the door looking for anybody to marry right now, but I'm not walking out the door looking to say I'm only interested in white women.
Yeah, that's right.
Or I'm only interested in Asian women. I'm not saying that. But if that's what attracts me, that's what I end up marrying,
that's my preference.
Then that's what my
preference.
And that's what happens. And especially if that's what God has for me, then we're gonna have to let it go.
That's right.
Seriously,
but
we're gonna have to let it go.
To me, it's a cure for racism.
Right.
It really is. Because,
it is.
like I said, because if we got all these mixed people in America.
Right. Exactly.
All these mixed people in America. Why should how am I gonna feel racist?
No.
Right. Exactly.
We got a lot of mixed people in America, but they just don't know it.
Because there's no pure blood anything. Let's just be real. There's no pure blood anything in this day.
Tom. There's no such thing as colors.
Right. Okay.
There's no such thing as. If you read your Bible, the Bible clearly states that there's no such thing as colors. So by them coming up with this idiocracy, my skin is light, so that makes me more.
Because God doesn't see colors.
He don't see colors.
He does not.
That's
he does not see that. So that is something that we have created. So like I'm just saying, if that's the train of thought, I don't follow that train of thought.
That's it.
I treat people the way that they treat me.
That's right.
I have white friends, I have Puerto Rican friends, I have Asian friends. As long as they treat me good, we good to go.
That's right.
And that's just the way it is. Because I don't want to be a person that only hang around one race of people. It's boring to me. There's so many other cultural things that you can learn from other races. Right. And if you got a problem with me being black, that's your problem. That's not my problem. And then I don't want to hang with you.
Listen, I was born this way.
That's right.
And listen, you can't pull this off.
Exactly. That's right.
It's not a coat.
That's right, exactly.
Can't take this off. I walk with this every day.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. The good and the bad's about the skin color.
That's right. So those are the things that's been going on. Now that we're in 2020. And not only are we in 2020, we're in a whole new decade.
Yeah.
We're in a whole new decade. And somebody just posted a long comment here. Absolutely, because black people have to adhere to us no matter how we love. Right, exactly. We're in a whole new decade. And what I want people to understand in this time that we're in right now is the fact that we need to stay focused.
Yes.
We really do. We need to stay focused on what's really important. Because we're being sidetracked with a lot of stuff that's not important. Right. And then people don't realize this because the media is doing it, the politicians are doing it. The president of the United States Knock over to Iran while they were busy talking about this impeachment thing. Nobody paid attention, and they went over there and did what they did. You know, we got to pay more attention to what's really happening here, because there are bigger issues here. You see, we allow the media, I know I'm going on political now, but I don't care.
Yeah.
We allow the media to dictate to us. They tell us what they want us to know. But there's no way in this earth that he went over there and nobody knew about that.
Yes.
Let's just stop.
And then another crazy thing is, all the policies that they make for the American people, why they got to do them 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning?
Exactly.
And why you trying to have an impeachment trial after hours? After you know people got to get up and go to work tomorrow.
Exactly.
That doesn't make any sense.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because they don't want you to.
Right, exactly.
See, this is a plot and a plan by who is the most corrupt person in America.
That's right.
He has the power to remove things out of the way. And see, and then you have a Senate in which you have a whole lot of people who don't seem to understand the Constitution. Or they don't understand it, but they don't want it. But they're ignoring it.
Right.
And see, you have another branch of government, which is the legal branch of government, the Supreme Court and everything like that won't step in to show their authority.
That's right. Exactly.
See, and then you have a party like the Democrats who refuse to do things. I'm telling you, this is what makes me mad. They set things up, but they don't finish them.
That's right, exactly.
And see, this is the problem with this impeachment thing. You got my girl, Nancy Pelosi. She puts all the impeachment documents and she holds them.
Right, exactly.
Why are you holding them?
Right, exactly.
She did it for.
Well, she did it for political reasons.
Yeah.
But that's not constitutional.
Exactly, that's right.
You understand what I'm saying? As soon as you finish those impeachment forms, they should be sent to the Senate.
Exactly.
The trial should start then.
Exactly.
Not 2-3 weeks later.
Right, exactly.
You done lost all your momentum.
That's right.
Then you give them to them. Then you set the precedent that we're not having a trial at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, especially if it's going to be 12 hours.
Right, exactly.
Because first of all, the people are at work.
That's right.
Then they go to bed.
That's right.
Who was looking?
But that's what they want.
But see, that's the thing. They don't want nobody to see this.
They don't. They don't want. It's a sham. At the end of the day, it's a sham.
It's a sham.
It's a sham.
You've been bamboozled.
Right. I'm like, why are we going through this process? Because at the end of the day, they are not going to put him out of office.
That's right.
They're just not.
It costing us money.
Right. They're not gonna,
That's what it's doing. It's costing us money.
Exactly. Your tax dollars, my tax dollars, are paying for what I call this rhetoric.
That's right.
I applaud the Democrats for making a statement and going for it and impeaching him. But at the end of the day, the Senate is never going to put him out of office.
Never.
Yeah, it's just an act of fruition. Hitler rose to power because people sat there and let him do it.
That's right.
They knew he was wrong. You can't tell me that nobody or people around him did not know that he was wrong and was doing, but they allowed him to do it
That's
anyway.
right. They see just like these people doing today. They know this man is wrong.
Right, exactly.
They know that he's a crook.
That's right.
He is a swindler. Listen, he had all them casinos in Atlantic City.
Right.
What did he do?
Exactly.
He swindled everybody that was in Atlantic City.
So the fish on him.
Right.
That's it.
Right. But for to save the face of the Republican Party,
Yes.
we're going to go. Because, first of all, they didn't really want him in the office in the first place. Let's be real here. They did not want him in the office in there. But he got in there. He got in there and be like, well, we got to stand unified. Sometimes you got to break rank.
That's right.
Right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't care who you are. I'm with you until you start going crazy.
But you want to know what my personal take on it? I think the senators, I think the Republican senators just in the Republican Party just didn't turn on them because you still had the
evangelicals.
The evangelicals endorsing this guy. And where are the evangelical morals at? It's like, it's unbelievable.
But once again, it goes back to the point we all to have a sense. We should all have some moral fiber.
Yes.
I don't care who you are, evangelical or not. When you start talking nonsense and agreeing what I know to be nonsense, I gotta leave you alone.
Yeah.
Because I know God. And you're going against the principles of God. I don't care if you're claiming to be of God or not. I got to go against you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Because how can you call yourself a follower of Jesus Christ but just sitting here and promoting and supporting this man in office who you know has promoted racism, he's stolen, he's a bigot,
womanizer.
a womanizer. How can you think he's fit for office? How? And you call yourself a...
But you called the former president
Right.
a Muslim.
Exactly.
And he ain't a faithful family man.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you talk about this guy like he walked with Jesus.
Exactly.
Like he was one of the apostles.
Right, exactly. Right. I'm like, come on.
But see, but it all goes back to what
It's the wool over our eyes.
it all goes back to us not seeing, not being Christ-like.
Yes.
Exactly.
See, we're not walking in integrity.
We're not.
We're not walking in character.
That's right.
We're not walking in love. We're not walking in forgiveness. You understand what I'm saying? We're not, see, we have lost, see, even the people who call themselves to be of God, they have lost their way. See, because anytime you go for anything and don't stand for nothing,
That's right.
because this is what this was. See, we as Christians, and who call ourselves Christians, who's supposed the word is Christ, we got to be Christ-like.
That's right.
In everything that we do.
That's right.
Our walk has to reflect him.
That's right.
And this man is not reflecting Christ.
It's not.
I'm sorry. Because he has no compassion. He has no love.
Right.
He's selfish.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? But you as a Christian should not endorse anybody
That's right.
who don't have the character
Exactly.
of God.
Right.
That's right.
And these evangelicals who are out there supporting him, remind you at the end of the day, as much as people want to talk about the church, they're still watching the church.
That's right.
And watching who we're supporting.
Every
Because they
day.
have so much respect for these evangelicals who, unfortunately, most of them are white. I'm just going to put it out there. They're like, well, they're okay with it.
Oh yeah.
Because it eases their moral conscience.
Yes.
And it eases their moral conscience. So they say, well, they're okay with, Paula White, and I'm calling out your name, some of you other ones, they're okay with it, so he must be okay. The devil is a liar.
That's
He's
right.
not okay.
You can't be okay with corruption.
Exactly. You can't be.
Well,
You can't be all right with
can't serve
open.
two masters.
That's right.
Listen,
Exactly.
you can't be okay with open sin.
Yeah.
You cannot.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can't. It's like a sewer.
Exactly.
It stinks. It stinks in the nostril of God.
Exactly.
He can't even look at it. But you endorsing it.
Exactly. They're okay because your silence
That's
a lot
it.
of times says well, we're okay with
That's
it.
we're okay with
We're
it.
okay with it. So this is why
They getting on TV defending them.
Oh yeah, exactly. Offending them.
Well, and then some people will call him, listen, he the second coming. Second coming of
So
who?
about what?
Second coming of who?
Antichrist?
He the Christ, take me out of here now.
That's it.
I'm
What, the
telling you.
Antichrist?
Yeah, right,
They say the Antichrist
Exactly.
going to walk to and from.
That's it. Listen, and that's the thing. We talk about it. I love listening to. I tell people all the time. I love people. I love Christian people.
That's right.
But what I don't love about Christian people is, like you said, you can't serve two masters.
You can't.
One day you can't be jumping the fence.
That's right.
Either you're gonna stay on the side of the fence with God,
That's right.
or you're not, or you're on the other side.
That's right. Exactly.
That's right. It's no in between.
It's not.
There's no in between.
Right.
Either you for or
you
you
not.
against.
That's right.
Or it's either yay or is it nay.
Right. That's right.
And you got to know
That's
who
it.
is the head.
That's right.
That's it.
Exactly.
And a lot of these guys don't know who the head is.
Yeah. Guys, this conversation. Welcome back. Welcome back.
See, that's why. But it's hard for me.
Yeah.
To sit here and watch stuff like this.
Yeah.
And to see people get on TV and try to justify corruption.
That's
Yes.
right. Exactly.
To tell me that I'm not seeing it.
Exactly.
To pull to like
Or
like
telling
I'm
you
a
you're
horse.
not intelligent enough to
No,
comprehend.
but I think I'm a
Being
horse.
bamboozled.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I'm
they
sorry.
They think I'm a horse with blinders on.
Right.
That I can only look one way.
Exactly.
And they think that the 1% which is the rich, are the most intelligent people in the world.
But here's what they're thinking. They're going to say, well, y'all being judgmental. That's what they're going to say. But mark my word, here's what's going to happen. He's going to get out of office sooner or later.
That's right.
And when he gets out of office, they're going to turn on him hard. They are, because there's no more stake in them for him. No more stake for them.
Let me tell you something. But I disagree with that.
Okay.
Let me tell you why I disagree with that. Because you know why? Because all they hope is. That's a sad thing.
That's a very sad thing.
All their hope is in him. That's right. All these people that voted for him, they said he was going to make America great again. You said they believe, because once you say you're going to make something great, you think it's a hope in that.
That's right.
But see, he gave him no hope.
Right.
He gave. This is what he did. He opened up listen. You know, sometimes you look at a bag and there's a bag right here. That's right. And they thought he was gonna put the things that they needed in there.
The farmers,
like the farmers,
right?
The coal miners, You know what I'm saying?
He bamboozled all of them.
The manufacturer, the factory workers. He thought he was gonna bring all that back. Oh, remember the first thing he did was. Remember the
I'm
first
gonna bring
thing?
jobs back.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring jobs back. What's the first thing you know? He went to Carrier, the air conditioning place.
That's right.
Sat there on the assembly line, saying this: "I'm gonna make sure that you have a job." But then, about 3 months later, they closed the plant.
That's right. That's right.
Because you know what? Now you know what? He ain't put nothing in the bag.
Right.
No,
There's nothing in the bag.
it's nothing.
But those same people will still vote for him out of
That's
pride
right.
and stupidity.
That's it.
Because they won't say they were wrong. They will, we'll just give him another chance.
Let's give him a chance.
Another
See,
chance.
because you know what? Because all their hope is in him.
That's
Hey,
right.
you know how many failed businesses this guy's got?
Yeah.
How many bankruptcy?
Exactly.
Tell me something. How could you get into office if you got bankruptcy? That means that you bad at business.
Not just one, several. That's the thing that gets me. Not just one, several. But look, we're almost out of time, and I do want to talk about something else. One other thing. This has been a great comeback show, as I knew it would be. But listen, gentlemen, I want to talk to you about something real quick. The Men with Vision theme for 2020 is moving forward for our men, because we believe that it's really time that we move forward from a lot of the bad publicity that we have suffered over the years. A lot of our train of thoughts and bad experiences. We just need to move forward and start moving in the direction that God wants us to go in. So to that effect and to that cause, we're having our first workshop of 2020. We'll have another one, but this one is called Moving Forward. And it's taking place this Saturday, January the 25th at 9 o'clock. And here's the good news. It's free. There's no cost. You can come in. Only thing is, we ask that you register. And you can register by going to, right now I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. Send the email to @WV as in Victor at Verizon.net. Just send the email saying you want to register for the workshop, and we'll put your name on the list. If you're on my page there's a link to Eventbrite as well. But to make it easy, I know a lot of people don't really do Eventbrite or understand, just send the email directly there to @WV as in Victor at Verizon.net. It's Saturday morning. It starts at 9 o'clock. It's going to be held at what is known as the Oak Street Health Plan on 5050 Parkside Avenue. When you come down to Parkside Avenue at 50th, make a left. You're going to see a gate there. You'll see a sign that says Goodwill. Go in that parking lot and you can park right here. We have 4 phenomenal speakers here. My partner's here. He's talking on Saturday. We're going to give you some refreshments. You know, all you got to do is come. Dress is casual. No suit or tie needed. Jeans and sneakers are fine. Come comfortable. Just come with clothes on. Okay? But come out. We have a session called Moving Forward in Your Spirituality. We have a session called Moving Forward in Your Career. We have a session called Moving Forward in helping you get your credit repair. And then we have a session called Moving Forward After Incarceration. 4 topics, and then we're going to have a small panel discussion afterwards. So please come out Saturday morning. Even if you forget to register, come on out anyway. We'll find some space for you. Okay? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, okay? So that's what we're doing. So I wanted to make sure that we got enough chance. I'll post a flyer again later on tonight for Saturday morning. But once again, you can send an email to M as in Mary _WV as in Victor at Verizon.net. So we have some more things coming forward. We'll tell you about those as time goes on, okay? But Mike, you have a closing for the day?
I wanted to take this
Okay.
because I think our apostle right on about this year.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to have our eyes.
Yes.
We're gonna have to have 20.
Yes.
Because you know why people are trying to pull the blinders over our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we have to see things now.
Right.
Not only see things, but see things the way God sees things.
Exactly. That's right.
And see, that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
We're not seeing what God sees.
That's right.
Because if we were seeing what God sees, we would change a whole lot of things.
Yes, we would. Which goes back to bringing the spirituality and relationship with God back into our lives.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Because if you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, you're basically walking around in the dark. Whether you like to open up, because you don't know what's going on. You have no discernment whatsoever. Because we always say, we encourage you to give your life to Jesus Christ. And then if you've already given your life to Jesus Christ, then turn your prayer life up a whole nother level this year.
Yes.
Because we need to find out what we need to do to get some of these problems solved.
That's right.
And I know that prayer we'll get some answers. We get together, collective prayers. Hey, we're right. Collective prayers. We need to cry out to God. Right. This is a time now that we need to cry out and say, you know what, Jesus, we need your help because we really don't know what to do right now. And I think because we have not cried out collectively yet, that's why we have no answer.
That's right.
So that's what we need to do.
And that's what the Bible says.
That's
the prayer of the righteous shall avail much.
That's right.
That's
Pray
right.
without ceasing.
That's it.
That's right. Okay. So we know a little Bible. So look, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the first Men of Vision show of 2020.
2020.
Moving forward, that's what we're doing. And ladies, it applies to you as well. You can move forward as well. You should want to move forward. This is the year. Move forward in your life, in your personal life. Move forward in your career. But please move forward in your spiritual life.
And keep your eyes wide open.
And keep your eyes wide open. Okay? We never like to close the show without giving prayer. So we're going to pray real quick. I'm going to let Haywood pray. We'll put him on the spot. Okay?
Sir, Heavenly Father, Lord, we love you. Lord, we thank you. And Lord, we just ask that you open our hearts, our minds, our souls, and keep us focused on what you want for us and not what this world wants for us. We need for these young men and young women to value life, and we want to speak life into their hearts and open their minds with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that only you can give them. Father, we ask that you to just put a hand on them.
Yes,
and make them put down them guns, them knives, and stop robbing and stop thinking the world revolves around them. Yes. We need this today, Lord, because the violence is getting out of control and it's getting real close to home, and we just need to be focused on you, and not this world, this Egypt that we live in, because everything that we see needs to revolve around you. Yes. And we need to strengthen our families. Fathers need to talk about God inside the house.
Yes.
The mothers need to talk about God in the house to their children and give them proper directions and give them understanding about what you want us to focus on, and that's you.
Yes.
And giving praise to you.
Yes.
And putting Jesus at the forefront.
Yes.
And putting you at the forefront. And we thank you, and we ask that everything that's going on, we pray for everybody.
Yes.
We don't have hate in our hearts for Donald Trump. Right. We don't have hate in our hearts for Republicans. Right. We don't have hate in our heart for Democrats. We don't have hate in our heart for these people out here doing crimes. Well, we just want everybody to bow their knee and focus on you.
Yes.
And we ask this in Jesus Christ's name. We pray, amen.
Amen. Amen. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We're glad to be back.
Yes.
We will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock.
That's right.
So be safe out there.
That's right.
Be safe out there. Wrap up because it's cold. All right.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Amen.
God bless you. Thank you
God
so
bless
much.
y'all. That's why my 2020 vision, we got to keep the eyes wide open. Man, we looking at this stuff, and I'm like, well, ain't no way they going. But it's a good show.
No, the thing is this though, and the truth is, he's not going to be.
But he is impeached. He's not going to be put out of office.
No, he's not going to be out of office. You see, and that's the problem. They think because he's on TV. Republican out of office. They already rigged it. Already rigged.